My gold filling fell out and I can't afford a filling right now. So I placed a temporary filling. So I played kind of like dentist. I kind of placed a temporary on from the pharmacy that I got. I placed it on that tooth, and then it's been on there for quite a while now. So what do you think I should do? Should I leave that material, or is it necessary that I get a filling done, like a permanent filling done?
Not give you a diagnosis, but I can educate you as far as the possibilities. The temporary you have placed can last depending on how long you have placed it according to the direction it came with. Those temporary are not meant to be a permanent fix, so it's still recommended that you replace it with filling because it can cause more problems on the long run because the area is still exposed and can possibly develop more decay.
So what could be placed after my temporary material is removed?
There are a couple of available fixed restoration we can recommend you, which are available fillings, composite fillings, porcelain onlay, and also gold onlays. So we're going to be taking your x-rays, and we're going to also be taking a couple of pictures of the inside of your mouth. So this is the x-ray we've taken. You can look closer. So this is the area of concern where you put in your filling, and this is the other x-rays right here. And the other one we took was the intraoral picture. So we've just taken a picture of the areas we're concerned of. So that's a temporary filling you have put in, and this is just the temporary filling you put in right here, and that's another view, and this one's another view right here. Your first option is the amalgam filling. It's also known as the silver filling. It's a type of alloy of mercury, which is a mixture of different types of metal, including some mercury content. There are pros of amalgams are it is the least expensive material. It is also very strong and durable. The longevity of the material is about 5 to 10 years, depending on how it's maintained and how it's perfectly placed. The cons of amalgams are that it is not aesthetically pleasing to some people, and more tooth structures need to be removed when placing an amalgam filling. Amalgams will be able to you will be able to have it also the same day you remove the temporary filling, so it doesn't have to be worked on in the lab or anything like that. Our second option is the composite filling. It is a tooth-colored plastic and a glass mixture. It is a little more expensive than an amalgam filling, but it's more aesthetically pleasing, and less tooth structures need to be removed when placing a composite filling. A downside to this is that it is not known to last as long as an amalgam. The same with amalgam. It is placed the same day, and the same day we remove the temporary filling. Third option we have are the porcelain. So this is the porcelain, and this is the gold onlay, which they are fabricated at a laboratory, which is the reason why they are a little more pricey than a composite filling. We will have to remove the temporary you have, and take an impression of the area we need to be restored, and send it to the laboratory. While waiting for the onlay to be fabricated, you will have temporary material on your tooth still until the fabricated onlay comes back from the lab. It usually takes 2 weeks, and the longevity of the onlay is very good, and it could last longer than a composite or an amalgam.
Well, those are all good options. I'm just not so sure, and exactly like financially I can't really afford, the most expensive ones, but what would you do if you were in my situation? What would you recommend me to do?
Our main concern is to have your temporary filling removed, because it can cause to more further problems like a possible decay on those areas. So you can see right here how the decay develops, and it would cause you to have a lot more problems on the long run, and that may lead to a possible root canal. That's going to cost you a lot more money to pay. Our options would be an amalgam, a composite, and an onlay, like what we talked about. but the main, since the money is the main problem, I would recommend you to at least get an amalgam to at least have it filled. But if you can save up for our best option, which is an onlay or a porcelain onlay or a gold onlay, that's gonna be best. So these are just some recommendations for you, but I will have the doctor come and explain the best recommendation for you.
Well, thank you so much for all the information. I will keep everything into consideration and choose what best option suits me.